So today we're going to do an install for you on the ProVent windshield available directly from Can-Am. We're installing it on our Can-Am Maverick Sport XRC. As you can see, it's not put together yet at this point, but what it does is it's a windshield that has ventilation that goes through, and you can turn that ventilation on and off. This is available directly through Can-Am, and the price on it is just under $775. So we're going to see just how quick and easy this install goes. Before I do that, one of the things I want to show you here quickly is on the computer there are no instructions that actually get shipped with it. So what you can do is you can take the style number right here, and you can actually plug that into Can-Am's website. They have a website, instructions.brp.com, and this shows you the instructions, basically exactly how to install it. They don't have to send you any directions on paper, and I read somewhere that it saves somewhere in the vicinity of 500 trees by them not doing that. So we're not going to print it. We have no need to print it. We're just going to utilize our laptop here and make this install happen. So we'll break it down step by step and go through it, and before you know it, we'll have this thing installed. So here we go. So our first step is going to be to install these gaskets on the windshield. So they're two different sizes and they go in a specific location. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel the backing. Looks like it's 3M adhesive, so that's good. And we'll pull that off of here. And we'll go ahead and just very carefully align these. So there are a lot of different cutouts on the window, and I want to do my best to get this on here perfectly. Okay, so there's one. I would assume if you have long fingernails, this is easier. I'm struggling a little. There we go. All right, same thing with this. So I'm going to start here at the top. And I'm basically just aligning them here on all these strategically placed corners. There we go. All right, so that's the first step. That wasn't too bad. So our next step is going to be to install our lower vent. And you can see that there's a little adjustment piece on the top here, and there actually is a little lip right here, and there's actually a spot on the windshield. This would be the lower part of the windshield, that would be the upper part. So we're just going to slide this in like this and push it down in. A little tight, a little tricky. There you go. So that's in, and then it comes with these push nuts, and we're just going to flip it over and push the push nuts onto it without dropping them all over the floor. There we go. And there should be 5 of these. So a little bit of a pro tip on here. As I was pushing these, I was originally just using just a screwdriver end, and I I thought, I wonder if a socket end would work. So I grabbed this is a 7mm, actually works perfectly, and just allows me to push this down over top here and put the 7mm on there. Pushes right on there. So that's a lot easier than using a screwdriver, and you have a lot less chance of damaging it. So there you go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is get ready to install the upper vent. The first thing they want us to do is put a seal on the inner portion. So we're going to start it down here and run it around, and I guess that just helps keep the water out of the interior, which is kind of the whole purpose of putting a windshield on anyway. So again, if you have fingernails, maybe this is a little simpler, but I'm struggling. There we go. So I'm just going to start on one end down here, work my way around. There it is. So next we're going to install the upper vent, and this actually comes apart like this. It's why we put that weather stripping inside of there. So this comes apart. We're going to hook the inside portion here, and then the outside portion goes underneath. And now it's a matter of just lining up these screws here and trying to get everything to go together. So first one will probably be the most difficult one. It is actually not a Phillips head, it's a Torx bit. All right. So our next step is we have to put these windshield locks into here. So as you can see, the actual plastic part on the bottom here, the shape of it, it's set up so that it goes through the windshield. It can only go in one way. And then as you slip it in there, you have to hook this other piece into it. All right. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm doing this the right way. So we want them, yeah, to go like this. So they should kind of lay like this when all's said and done, just like this. So here we go, it slides through. You're gonna have to push down on the weather stripping to get that guy in there, and there it is. There we go. There we go. So installing the windshield from here is pretty straightforward. A couple of things you want to note. Make sure that these upper rotating arms are rotated in. All right, this is the upper part of the windshield. That's the base. You want to make sure that these are loose in there and that they can move around, and for all of them. And you want to keep them on the inside, towards the inside of the windshield. And then keep in mind that this piece right here is going to have to insert down here. Now they say in the instructions that you have to pull this off, but you don't. we haven't had to pull it off to get it to go on. So here we go. We'll show you how this works. So I line it down here on the bottom. Just letting it sit in there. And we're just going to take these, clip them right in there. There we go. And the final step being to rotate these up onto the cage right here. There it is. And that windshield is installed. One thing I do want to point out, you can actually turn the ventilation on and off with these, which is awesome. So I don't know if you can see in here, Gavin, so you can kind of turn where you want it to go. You can turn the ventilation on and off. So if it's raining, you shut it down. Pretty awesome. And down here, same idea. You can open and close this one down here as well too. So really quick to put on, really quick to take off. If you want to take this thing off, I'm just going to pop the 4 clips, turn these 2 tabs at the top, and the whole window comes right off. So come back and check us out. We're going to do an installation video on the roof on this as well too, which should install really quickly and really easily. Windshield goes on first, roof goes on second. We also have a rear windscreen that we're going to put on as well too, and we'll do that as a separate video also. Make sure you keep coming back, check our channel out, make sure you hit subscribe, and by all means leave comments, suggestions, questions, and we'll be happy to respond to them. Have a great day.